Hello there, good people. How are you doing today? I hope you guys are having the greatest time, all this league that we've been getting lately, Arcane and Zeri and the call, the cinematic, it's been amazing. I hope you've been enjoying it as much as I have. Well, in my last reaction, I reacted to the call and it seems like I didn't know the lore. It seems like I don't know the lore, but hey, I never said I did. That's why I'm reacting to all these champions, lores, and abilities, because I don't know everything. So here we have one kind commenter, hopefully a subscriber, but if not, you're still cool people. Alicia Adeline. She says, "Nice reaction." She's talking to me. I will say those weren't Volley Bear. I mistook them for Volley Bear in my reaction video, which, hey, I think it's a pretty acceptable mistake. But this is what she goes to say. Those were the Ursaring Volley's followers. So those were Volley Bear's followers. Volley Bear is the size of a mountain. Sorry, I can't even highlight it. That is what she goes on to say. Volley Bear is the size of a mountain. The bear in the sky was Volley. I'm sorry. What? Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let me just reply to Alicia. You wonderful human being. I don't know why I'm capitalizing human. Thank you so much. No idea. Shoot, I can't type well, guys. The size of a mountain? That's nuts. Oh. Nuts. All right, Alicia, thank you so much for helping me out with that. And that made me realize that I don't know sheet. I don't know sheet about that. Okay? I don't know sheet of paper about the lore, the call, the lore behind the call. So I am going to go to someone who does. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to the professional Necrit. I don't know if you've known him, Necrit. You'll know him once you know his voice, but he is the Lord King. Alicia has let me know that I don't know anything, and I need a professional. I need a consultant. So here we are. We're gonna watch his recall of the lore, all the lore in the cinematic. We're gonna put closed captions on actually, and then yeah, we're gonna react to it ourselves. But this is Necrit. If you like his stuff, go subscribe to him. None of this is mine. I'm just reacting to the lore that he's given me. So all this info came from him and his hard work. Check him out. But here we go.
We begin with Ornn crafting a weapon. Now, throughout the cinematic, you may have noticed that Ornn didn't do much, and that's likely because Ornn is teasing the storyline that will happen this year. We know that a Void event is coming, and Ornn might play a role in it. Now, normally, Ornn had such a small role here, it wouldn't even make sense to make a full cinematic model for him.
So, a Void event. It's the Void event, I guess. We're getting ready for the Void event. I remember it used to be the Shadow Isle Mist with Viego, but it looks like, right, it's teasing the Void event.
So the reason why we can see
Oh, whoops. Looks like my
Ornn here
internet's
at all
loading.
is most likely because he is going to be used in a future cinematic. Because remember, Lucian and Senna were reused in multiple different cinematics, so it is highly likely that when the Void event arrives, we will see Ornn again. We then shift to the Freljord.
Is Orm fighting the Void as well? I thought it was just Kaiser and Natalia, just from the cinematic. I know nothing about the lore, so if Orm gets in there. But Volley Bear is the size of a mountain. I can't wait for him to get to
There we can see Sejuani riding Bristle. Normally, Bristle doesn't have braided hair, so it's really cool to see how in this cinematic, Sejuani is using Bristle's braided hair as the reins. Of course, behind her, we can see Olaf, who might be my favorite character of this cinematic. But also, we can see that she only has a few warriors of the Winter's Claw with her. That's because, in the story called Dead of Winter, it was revealed the Winter's Claw was scattered around the Freljord. Sejuani scattered them around so they would have a higher chance at survival. The less mouths to feed, the better the chances you get to eat. We can also see
I see. So this is just a branch of the whole crew, not the entire army. Sejuani was just leading a little, a recon group.
that they are heading into the Ursine territories. In the same story, it was explained that they are going there because they want to reclaim the Cauldron of Ornn.
Okay, here we go. They're going into the Urside territory, just like Alicia said. It looks like they're going to reclaim the Cauldron of Ornn. Holy crap. That sounds like an item and a half. Is Orm the size of a mountain? I heard Orm and Volley Bear are like brother gods. So holy crap. These champions, you never know how big they are. That's what she said.
Long story short, whoever sips from Ornn's Cauldron doesn't have to eat for a year. And
What? Whoever gets his cauldron doesn't have to eat for a year? Yeah, I go to war for that. You better believe.
apparently, this cauldron was stolen from Hearthhome by the Ursine, who are of course Volibear's followers.
Here we go. Here we go. This is what Alicia was talking about.
The Ursine stole it because they thought Ornn was making humans weak. If they want to survive, they better fight for it. Regardless, that's why Sejuani is here.
So the Ursine thought Orm was making humans weak, so they thought it was their job to like make them tougher, basically. Ursine thought they were the test for humans. Okay, I guess it's valiant, but Sejuani's coming for that ass. I'm gonna be
In the
real.
Shuriman story, we see Talia and Kaisa in Zolan. This is a small region in Shurima, which also was described in a story called The Faceless God. In fact, the faceless statue in front of them is actually the statue of the Faceless God. Of course, we know that gods aren't really real, and the god is actually an ancient ascendant of the Shuriman Empire. This is a statue of the ascendant Zolani. Anyway, in the
You think that's another champion we're gonna get, the Ascended Zolani? Because I know Nasus and Renekton are Ascended champion, and Azir.
Faceless God story, it was revealed that the void was swarming underneath this place. However, a few hours before the cinematic was released,
The void was born underneath this place? Oh, wow. Damn. So people used to live here. Some shit must have went down. Look at that big-ass scar. Ooh. Is that Rek'Sai? Oh, that's actually...
we got another story called Hollowspawn. In this story, Kaisa met Talia and her friends. At the time, Kaisa was trying to defeat the Void, while Talia was just helping her people. But they both learned that Zolan was invaded by the Void, and so they both traveled here. Talia because she wanted to reclaim a city of her people, and Kaisa because she fights the Void. We then get to the Targonian storyline.
So it looks like Talia and Kai'Sa just had common goals. Talia wanted to protect the people, and Kai'Sa's just a Void destroyer. Now here is my favorite story. The Targonian storyline. That's the Pantheon is a Targonian. So let's see what we got going on here. Because I have no idea why Leona and Pantheon were fighting. It made no sense.
Fine. This one is a mystery to us. We don't really know why Pantheon would be trying to get to the peak of Mount Targon, but you can see that he is approaching a Solari portal that would take him directly to the peak. We know that Pantheon, or as we should call him, Atreus, hates the aspects.
Atreus? Pantheon's name is Atreus? I'm learning so much. See, this is why you go to the pros. This is why you go to the professionals. Now he's trying to go to this portal for what though? Well, I guess they just had to make a story with Pantheon, you know. But let's see what Atreus has to do. Why? What Necrit thinks.
Because they dominate humanity and treat everyone like worms. So we can simply assume that Pantheon is going to the peak of Mount Targon because he wants to fight back the aspects. I think there's going to be more happening in his storyline.
Oh, so he's saying these guys think they're too good for their britches. He's basically saying you've looked down on humanity. He's probably asking for a little more help. Meaning like, hey, you think you're all good? Well, we saw how he whooped their asses without his spear.
But that's likely going to happen throughout this year. Back in Freljord, we can see a really awesome design of Olaf. Honestly, I love him so much. Please, just give him an ASU. And behind them, we can see the Ursine. Super long story short, the Ursine worship the Volibear, because...
Okay. Here the Ursine. I thought they were Volibear in the last video. Mistake.
Yes, in the lore, Volibear is called the Volibear, because he's seen as a primal force of Freljord. And they worship him to such a degree that the wild powers of the Volibear just take over their bodies. That's why many of them don't look like humans anymore.
You're kidding me. These were humans? These were humans that worshipped the Volibear so hard they took on his form. That is crazy.
You can then see that as Pantheon approaches the portal, the Solari try to prevent him from entering. And
okay, Solari. The Solari about to make the mistake of a lifetime. Pantheon doesn't look like... Sorry, I already reacted to this, but it was so beast.
Atreus slams his spear down. This is his symbol for peace. Then in
Oh, Pantheon came in peace. That's why he slammed the spear down. That's dope.
Shurima, we can see that the Xerxai, which are Rek'Sai's brood, ambush our two heroes. But
okay, the Xerxai, Rek'Sai brood, you know, Xerxes' kin.
The two defeat them all together, which causes a massive sinkhole to open up. Back in the Freljord, a lightning causes a massive chunk of ice to tumble down, and Olaf casually shatters it with his helmet. But here...
Oh, yeah, that was pretty dope. Olaf's like, huh? Is it raining? He barely felt it.
We should mention one tiny inconsistency. You see, canonically, Olaf is supposed to be massive. Olaf is as tall as Sejuani when she is riding on Bristle.
Holy shit. Why'd they make him so small? This dude looks bigger than Olaf. Come on.
But here you can see that he is just slightly taller than the others. Canonically, people believe Olaf's mother slept with a troll, but no one ever said it to Olaf's face. People believe Olaf's mother must have lain with a troll to grow so big, but they never said it to us. That'd be the last thing anybody ever said to this man. That's the funniest thing I've heard all day. Oh, don't tell Olaf I'm laughing. Face. Actually, if you go to the frame right before this, his size seems to be accurate there, so I don't know what happened to the scaling in the next frame. We can then see Olaf throw his Hoarfrost axe, and it gets parried by one of the Ursine. This one is definitely referencing Legends of Runeterra, and as it calls upon the powers of the Volibear, interestingly enough, you can actually see just normal Volibear. This is what Alicia was talking about. No. Everybody take a breath. Everybody take a breath. I need that entire Sejuani squad to calm down, because if they think they're about to fight a mountain-sized bear, I don't.
Like, don't get me wrong. Sejuani's beast is pretty cool, and her ice powers and Olaf, look at that, busting stuff with their heads. It would take the whole Freljord to take this guy down. This is so cool. This is exactly what I was told. I'm ready for this. This is crazy. Now, I've always wondered why Volibear was a god, and if this is the size, this is size. Yeah, I can see how people can see him as a god, and why these humans are worshiping him. Especially if they get electrical powers. Holy shit! If I got electrical powers from joining a religion, there might be some life decisions to be made.
That's because these Ursine are not the maniacal wild ones. These are normal shamans calling upon the power of the Volibear. There are also the brutal wild Ursine, whose vision of the Volibear is a bit different, and they kinda corrupt the image of the Volibear. Then on Targon,
I see. So Volibear is just worshipped left and right by the Ursai. But earlier you said those Ursai worshipped him so hard they sort of took on his form. Now they're just saying these are shamans that call on his power, you know? So here we go. The ass whooping. Ass whooping of a lifetime. I know you guys are just doing your job, but your job's about to be face down in the dirt.
you can see that even though Atreus tried to call for peace, the Solari still attacked him, and so he defeats them all without a weapon. He most likely did
It's so weird hearing his name is Atreus.
it because he doesn't want to harm the humans. He is only after the aspects. So he tried
Oh, so these are humans that have been, I don't know the lore of Polaris and all that. You know, he doesn't want to harm them. That's why he put down his spear and he's just bringing justice with his fist, which seems to be more than enough, if you ask me.
not to kill them. During this fight, in the back you can see the sun coming up, which is followed by Leona descending from the heavens. Interestingly enough, the Zenith blade is perfectly canon accurate. It is blazing with the power of the sun. That's why it appears to be on fire.
Whoa! Sorry, I keep pausing at you guys. So is she an aspect? Whoa, Leona looks dope, Loki. Leona looks so dope, Loki. Look at her face. She looks ready for a fucking battle. Look at this. Look at this. So this is a Zenith blade? That looks like it's the power of the sun. Like, holy crap. Did you guys know the surface of the sun is the same temperature as the core of the earth? Look it up.
And after seeing that he now has to face an aspect, that's when Atreus picks up the spear. In the Freljord, one of the Ursine calls upon the lightning of the Volibear and hits Sejuani, making her fall on the ground. On Targon, a similar
Okay, so Sejuani is down by the Ursai. Got that confirmed. Leona's fighting Pantheon.
thing is happening. Atreus' fight with Leona is broken up by a star falling down. Now, we don't exactly know what these stars are. Yet again, this is a mystery of the cinematic.
Thank you. I thought it was that one guy, Aurelian Soul, and his little comments that are surrounding him. I was like, maybe he's an aspect too. It was like, hey, Leona, you might need some backup. You know, support for your support. You know, just wham. That was such a cool scene, though.
We can assume these come from Aurelian Soul. And that's likely because Aurelian has to be important for the Void event. Aurelian Soul is one of the few creatures in this universe who can close the Void Rifts. So for a massive Void event, I really
We were right.
hope we get to see Aurelian there. And then there is a shot of Ornn making another weapon. Actually, throughout the cinematic, he only made one sword, but the point is the same. I truly believe this cinematic is teasing the fact that during the Void event, Ornn will be crafting weapons for everyone. He will be the one arming the champions for a fight. That's why it looks like Ornn is preparing for a war. And then we can see that Atreus fell to the bottom of Mount Targon. Yes, this is symbolic, but when he looks around, he can see all the other people who also failed.
Oh, all the other people that failed. That's actually a really somber thought. Look at all those people that died. Look at all these blades. All these blades have legends behind them, you know? Like, it's like a league of legends.
To climb Mount Targon. Either that, or there has been yet another battle between the Solari and the Lunari. But I believe these are all the failed attempts, because while some of these weapons are obviously Solari, other weapons definitely come from different regions. Anyway, in the background we can see that there are more stars falling down, and in the middle of them we can see Leona's light, because during the previous scene I don't think Leona was shot.
That is cool! I never even saw Leona's light. I didn't know. That is such a cool little tidbit. You see, this is why you go to the pros. I didn't know that was Leona. Leona's so bright, you know? Aurelian Soul got her back throwing comments at Atreus. Who is Atreus to stand up to a comet, though? Can we ask?
Down. Regardless, the reason why there likely are stars falling down may be because previously, and this is just a theory, Pantheon was the one who held Aurelian's reigns. It was the aspect of war who held Aurelian under control.
Atreus is a god. Pantheon is a god. Pantheon used to ride around on Aurelian Soul? It doesn't get any more god than that. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, we're gonna need to see Pantheon's lore. I mean,
But now that the aspect of war is dead, and Pantheon is obviously not in control of Aurelian, it is possible that Aurelian has regained some form of control over himself. Now we assume that the reigns probably transferred to another aspect. For example, Zoe is talking about toying with Aurelian all the time, but it is still possible that Aurelian may try to rebel against.
Oh gods, I hope Zoe is not controlling a fucking cosmic space dragon. Sorry for my language.
Runeterra. That would explain why Leona too was surprised to see the falling stars. They weren't called down by the aspects. But still, right now, those falling stars are a mystery.
Yeah, Leona was surprised AF.
Back in Freljord, we can see the lightning killing off the rest of Sejuani's soldiers. In her own words, that's less mouths to feed. And then in Shurima, we get this exchange. Kai'Sa's acceptance and Talia's worry. That's because they both know exactly what Kai'Sa is about to do. Then there is an obvious reference to
Yeah, that was kind of sad. When they looked at each other, they're like, hey, goodbye, you know?
Legends of Runeterra. But yes, Kai'Sa taunts Rek'Sai and jumps down into the void. This is to make sure she leads Rek'Sai away from Talia so that she stays safe. Or,
Kai'Sa's trying to protect Talia.
more than that, she wants to lead Rek'Sai away so that Talia can help rebuild Zolan. In the Freljord, there is also another very tiny inconsistency. Sejuani is using her True Eyes weapon to fight the Ursine. However, the pain from wielding that weapon should be so high, she should constantly feel unbearable pain.
Whoa! Why is everything in the Freljord so tough? It's like Antarctica's on.
A few times in the canon lore, Sejuani actually used a gag so that she would have something to bite on as she wielded her flail. Here, she just seems angry, but not really in unbearable pain. For a few frames right before she screams into the distance, she sees Volibear's face in the cloud.
What if she's hurt, man? I know she's saying a few less mouths to feed. That is Volibear! Look, Alicia! That's Volibear! That's crazy. She's like, duh, dude. But that's so cool. That is really cool. Volibear is huge. The Volibear is actually, like, really terrifying.
Clouds. Atreus then calls upon the remnant powers of the
Yeah, this is the part that... Oh, Lord, if you think I didn't work out after seeing this, woo.
aspect, and from this point on, the cinematic starts to tease what will happen this year. We can see Talia destroy the statue of
Beautiful.
Zolani, so she can cover up the Void Rift. Ironically, in the
Aw. Yo, she destroyed the Zolani figure, you know? She did the statue, you know? To protect her town. That's sort of poetic.
story that came before this, there was a person who was hired to fix the statue's face. Talia did the exact opposite. The last scene where Pantheon appears is where he jumps into the sky and right into the stars.
Ah, that's my favorite scene. That's my favorite scene. If you had a power, who wouldn't want to go to the stars, jumping at Aurelian's soul in the sky? He was like, you thought, he was like, call an ambulance, but not for me. You know what I mean? He's like, you thought I couldn't reach you? You thought I wasn't gonna come for your life? Oh Lord.
Once again,
If I was Aurelian's soul, I would be terrified if I saw him coming at me. You know, if I saw Atreus coming at me.
right now, we actually have no idea what he's planning to do, but we can assume it is going to be related to the Void. Who knows, maybe he will take control of Aurelian again, and he will force him to close the Void Rift around Runeterra.
That is dope. Pantheon gonna save everybody from the Void. I believe the Void was a bigger problem than the Shadow Isles.
Sejuani's story then ends with her and Olaf with only a few warriors left charging at the Ursine, so I assume in the next Sejuani story we will read about how she's going to get the Cauldron of Ornn, and it ends with Kai'Sa still taunting Rek'Sai as she's falling down into the Void to make sure everyone on the surface
That was a dope ending. Kai'Sa was just like, hey, I'm gonna get your attention, annoying the heck out of Rek'Sai, you know?
is safe. And in the final shot, we can see Ornn finishing the sword. Specifically, this is some kind of a rune sword. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a teasing a skin. Because, as you see, just like during the Sentinels, we had the Sentinels and then the ruined skins, I really wouldn't be surprised if we got Void Corrupted skins, and then the heroes who are gonna fight them being armed with Ornn's weaponry.
That is cool. Orm skins, you know? I don't even know. Legendary item skins? That'll be awesome.
We can call them Ram-forged skins. And I wouldn't be
Ram-forged skins? This is why you leave it to the pros.
surprised if all the champions shown in this cinematic become main characters in that event. Maybe we will see a Ram-forged Leona, and maybe she will wield this blade. It is
That is so dope. Leona with one of Orm's blades would be dope. Anybody. You know, Pantheon with one of Orm's blades. You know, one of Orm's spears? Forget
possible
about
that
it.
everyone will wield a weapon made by a
Olaf.
god. And that's what Ornn is teasing here. Because as you saw, Ornn didn't really do anything. So his presence has to be teasing something. So it seems like he's teasing the fact that he's preparing for war. And the weapons he's making will be used in the fight against the Void. To close this video, we need to mention one more thing. Yes, it was confirmed that a Void event is coming. We saw that during Riot's presentation. And yes, we already know what the Voidy Jungler will be about. At least roughly, even though they didn't appear in the presentation. That's
Void the Jungler? There's gonna be a Void Jungler? That's really cool. Alright, I play League, I play Jungler. That's really cool.
because in Malzahar's new story, he described the next champion, the Empress as she was referred to. So yes, we got another event on our hands. And interestingly enough, Riot is scaling down how many champions and how many reworks they are going to be getting out this year. The last time they scaled down their work, it was because they started working on 4 new games. Funnily enough, a long time ago, I even made a video about that. So
Oh, that's really cool. Well, it seems like that's all we have for the call cinematic, you know? Looks like there's gonna be an event later in the year, you know. Let's take a quick look at the comments and see what they say, you know what I mean? But thank you, Necrit, so much for your lore advice. Thank you for everybody that brought this to my attention. That I don't know anything, and it's because I don't know anything that this is so interesting. I love coming from a brand new perspective. Well, you know, it makes everything so much more beautiful, you know, so much more unique, you know. I'm so glad this is the first time I've heard about all this lore. It really puts things in perspective.